All right, let's do a little bit of math today now. So I posted the directions for a little activity you could do on the slide if you want, but I actually have some dice here. So if you can't find dice or you wanted to do this activity but you didn't do it yet, you can do it with me. So I'm going to roll the dice, and the way that this activity works is whatever number I roll, I'll show it to you. So if I rolled a 5 and a 4 like this, you could count, and we have to count all the dots all together. So I'm adding 5 and 4. So what I would like to do, if I don't remember what 5 and 4 make, I would start with 5, and then I would just count on 6, 7, 8, 9. So I know I have 9 total. And now what I'm going to do is draw this number as a 5 group. So if you want to try that just for fun, to practice this first one, let's draw 9 as a 5 group and see how quickly we can remember how to draw our 5 group. So I'm going to do it on mine. Just as a refresher, our 5 groups, they have to stop after the 5th dot, because then it makes it really easy for us to count 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect, way to go. Okay, now you can erase and get ready for the next one. Okay, ready? Oh, so I actually told you if you roll an 11 or a 12, then you can roll again, because 5, the way we're drawing our 5 groups, if you draw 2 rows of 5, that would be 10. So 11, you would actually have like an extra dot. So we'll just roll again for this time. Or if you're playing at home ever, you can cover up the 6. Okay, this time I have 6 and 2. So 6, 7, 8. Let's try drawing 8 as a 5 group. Go ahead. All right, ready? It should look like this, with 5 on the top and 3 on the bottom for 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, since we're drawing 5 groups, something that you could do if you wanted would be to leave the 5 at the top to make a little less work for yourself. Let's do just a couple more of this, and then we'll get into the lesson. All right, now I have 6 and 1. I bet you can do that one super duper fast. 6 and 1 makes 7. So we'll put 7 on our board in a 5 group. So we have 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Okay, let's try one more. So remember, if you want, you could leave your 5 up, because we're doing everything in 5 group. And it's really easy to add on or do what you need to do with your 5 if you keep it. Ooh, this one is pretty easy. 4 and 1. Can you draw that as 5 group? Ready? Does it look like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Easy peasy. Way to go. So you can play that at home with someone if you want. If you have like your brother or sister or your mom and dad want to play. It's a fun little game to practice drawing in a 5 group. But today we are doing really the same things that we've been doing the past few days, and I bet you guys are getting really good at it, so we probably only need a little bit of practice. But we practiced doing subtraction away from 6, and we practiced doing it away from 7, and now today we get to subtract from, I bet you could guess, 8. So if you want to follow along with me, you just need 8 of something. I'll use my cubes again today. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 cubes in my stick. Maybe you want to do like 8 Legos or 8 crayons, or it could be anything. And then once you have your 8, we're going to just practice saying our number sentence out loud. So the first time, I want you to take away or break off just one thing from your 8 things. So you can either move it to the side or put it in your lap. Now, I know if I take away 1, a lot of us know that if I have 8 and I take away 1, it is 7. So I already know how many are left. So let's practice saying that sentence. And actually, I'm making some oatmeal, and I think my hot water is going to, my kettle is going to do the horrible singing noise, so I'm going to turn it off. Okay, perfect. So let's say this number sentence together first. So I started with 8, that was my whole. Take away 1 equals 7. Can you say it with me? 8 take away 1 equals 7. Very good. Okay, let's try drawing this on my board just for practice. So we'll do this one and we'll do one more practice, and then I feel like you guys will be ready to go. So if I'm going to draw this, I'm just going to draw for the first one little squares to show my cube. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just like this. I have my 8 cubes at the top. So you can draw 8 of whatever you have. And then to show that we took one away, we've been doing this every time. We're going to put the letter X on one of the cubes. It could be whatever one you want. And then I knew that I had 7 left. So go ahead, let's try to write a number sentence for this. You can follow along with me for this first one. So I always start with the whole. So I started with 8. And then I take away 1. And I was left with my equal sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My picture makes it really easy in case I forgot. Perfect. Okay, now let's try, if you have your number bond board on the back, you can use your number bond board, or go ahead and draw a little number bond on your board. And we'll put these numbers in our number bond. All right, so here's my number bond. And this is why we always practice with a picture like this first, and why drawing a picture is so helpful, because when we go to make our number bond, it's so easy for me to see the parts, and sometimes just looking at a number sentence, we might get confused about the parts. But we do know that I always say subtraction starts with the whole. So whatever number is at the beginning, that was my whole, because that's what I had to start with. So I know 8's going to go in my whole. Whoops, that was not a pretty 8. Let me try it again. And then my 2 parts are 1 and 7. Very good. Okay, let's erase that one. And we'll try one more with our 8s today. So this time, I want you to put your 8 things back together so you have 8 again. And this time I want you to count off 3. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to snap my cubes. Here are my 3 that I'm taking away. You can see 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put them in my lap. And then I have some left. So let's go ahead and draw this on our board. So we're going to start, this time I want you to try to draw a 5 group. So maybe you just want to use little squares in a 5 group, or maybe you want to use little dots. I'll do little squares since I'm using my cubes, just for, they're still pretty easy to draw. We want to choose something easy when we're doing our math drawings. And I'm doing a 5 group, so after 5, I'm going to come to my second row. So I made 5 squares so far. I'm coming to my second row, 6, 7, 8. And sometimes it's hard for us to make our second row go right under our first row, but it will be so easy for your eyes and for your counting if you can do it right underneath, so that it looks really nice and neat. Now I put these 3 in my lap, so I'm going to cross off 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Now I want you to try to make a number sentence about this on your board. I'm going to do it here and then I'll show you in just a second. So think about how many you had, how many you took away, and then this time you count. You could count on your picture or your real objects to figure out how many you had left. I'm going to give you another minute to write it on your board and then I'll show you. Ready? 8. Take away 3 equals, look, that was so easy, 5. I knew I had it in a 5 group, so I could just count 5. I didn't even have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My eyes just knew, because you guys are so good at 5 groups. Very good. Okay, last step is going to be to put it into a number bond. So go ahead and put it into a number bond. Remember, subtraction starts with the whole. That number is the whole. And then we can look at my picture too to find the parts. Some are x'd out and some are not. And then if I wanted to show on my number bond the part I x'd out, I could put a big X on the 3 because I took 3 away. And that shows me what I have left, 8. If I put X on 3, I get 5 left. Very good, you guys. I bet you're getting so good at these because this is like our 3rd day of practicing some of the same things. But even though it's really similar, it's still good for our brains to practice with different numbers. And I bet you guys are just getting to be like subtraction experts. So you should just give yourself a kiss on your brain since you're doing so great. I'm so proud of you, and thanks for working so hard on all of your schoolwork. And I will see you soon.